What did I just watch? Huh. Huh. Hey, Mean Matt here. Uh, well, so I just saw the rest of Elimination Chamber this morning. I taped it. I watched it last night, but I did see the end this morning. I didn't obviously watch it all yesterday. Seriously. That's the WrestleMania match that you want to go with? Huh. Okay. So, it was an interesting turn of events. I'll get to that in a moment. But let's talk about Elimination Chamber last night. Pretty interesting how the turn of events happened. Pretty interesting to see that have interesting how you can have the veterans allow the newbies or whatever go over. It's kind of weird how that is. I'll show you what I mean here. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber. So, for the pre-show, we had Mojo Rawlings versus Kurt Hawkins. I didn't see that match, but as it says here, Mojo Rawlings won. No big shocker. Like I said, I'm more of a fan of Mojo Rawlings than I am Kurt Hawkins. Then we got to the pay-per-view itself, where we had Mickie James versus Becky Lynch. Mickie James being the veteran, being the women's champion. A few years ago, feud with Trish Stratus. You had her go to TNA, where she became the Knockouts champion when she married Magnus. Became Hardcore Country. Had her leave for a while when she was having the baby. Then she came back last year to NXT to face Asuka. Then she came to WWE SmackDown recently. And this was a good match, you know. I think this was an interesting turn of events, like I've said a billion times so far. Mickie James actually had lost this match. Whether she allowed Becky Lynch to go over, I don't know what the whole idea was. Very interesting to me to see what happened there, but Becky Lynch won. It was a pretty good match. I really enjoyed Mickie James' aggression during this match, the screaming and all that shit. Very cool to see that. Very cool, and I expect to see a lot more from her. Eventually, maybe becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion, but who knows? Really, you know. Then we had the triple threat match. Dolph Ziggler versus Kalisto and Apollo Crews. I think Apollo Crews came up first. I can't remember how exactly what. Eventually, yeah, I think Apollo Crews came out first. And then you had Dolph Ziggler sneak attack Kalisto as he was coming down the ramp. So that was an interesting thing to happen. So you're going to have Dolph Ziggler not only become heel, but become a chicken shit heel. So he's going to pick on the small guy, and then when a much more even-sized person comes out, you're going to have him chicken shit and go hide and whatever. I guess that's how it is. I think that sucks. I think that you could use Dolph Ziggler better than that. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is. Despite that whole attack, Kalisto actually eventually went in it, and him and Apollo beat Dolph Ziggler. But it wasn't without Dolph Ziggler beating Apollo Crews up later. But what I found interesting about this was the chance of "Thank you, Ziggler." So I'm starting to wonder if the fans are not interested in Apollo Crews. So you have the Tag Team Turmoil match. American Alpha came out. Well, first there was Heath and Rhino who faced off against the Vaudevillains. And then the Vaudevillains went out. And then it was the Usos. And the Usos defeated Heath, Slater, and Rhino. Sorry, I got a brain fart. And then we had Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, the American Alpha, came out and they beat up and they won against the Usos, which was the attack for the Usos. And then the Ascension came out and tried to beat up the already beaten up American Alpha, but for some reason, American Alpha retained their titles. Not the finish I would have wanted. I would have wanted to see Ascension win this one. This would have been cool. It would have been cool anyways, just to see how that was going to turn out. I think Ascension have gotten better within their WWE run. They were cooler in NXT, and then they came to SmackDown. Oh no, they came to WWE. This was before the brand split, obviously, and it fucking ruined them for a bit. They were talking smack about that tag teams of the past. They eventually got better, and now they look cool, and they're doing their own thing. I think it's cool. I think they should be tag team champions sooner than later. Unfortunately, American Alpha won. That's the way it is. Then we had Nikki Bella versus Natalya. Now, this is a feud that's been going on forever. Nikki Bella has been blind tagged. That did not come out right. She's been blindsided by Natalya. And, yeah. So, they went back and forth. Natalya does make a great heel. She is kind of funny, a la Owen Hart. Unfortunately, it was a draw, or a count-out, so to speak. A double count-out. Which, you pretty much, if you watch my videos, you'll know how I feel about count-outs. They fucking suck. So this led to Nikki Bella beating up Natalya before Natalya runs off like a scalded dog, as JR would say. Then they interviewed Nikki Bella, and then she gets blindsided again by Natalya, which makes no fucking sense. So, this is gonna probably lead up to a match at WrestleMania. But I'm getting real sick and tired of these unsolved issues. And then we had Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. Again, I think Randy Orton should have taken a page out of Mickey James's book and had the newer guy go over, the veteran, letting the newer guy go over, if that makes any sense. Again, Randy Orton's the Royal Rumble winner, so let's have him beat Luke Harper. Again, this was a good match. I really think that Randy Orton has gotten better. I know it's kind of sorry for me to say because I've never been a fan of him. And Luke Harper is doing pretty cool as a face, if this is the way it's going to be, you know. I can smell a turn now, but we'll get to that. So, then we have the Women's Championship match. Naomi versus Alexa Bliss. Now, I'm a huge fan of Alexa Bliss since she's come in to the WWE. I pretty much figured that they may not put the belt on, well, there's a chance they wouldn't put the belt on Naomi because of the whole skin color thing. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But they actually did it. So, yes. You have a new WWE Women's Champion in Naomi. Now, that's kind of interesting. Especially because they actually had Naomi beat Alexa Bliss in her hometown for Orlando, Florida. So, that's pretty cool in itself. And now, finally, Naomi has the Women's Championship that she's never held before. That's pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure that Alexa Bliss will get it back some point. But who knows? Maybe a match at WrestleMania. Now we get to the main event. Now, you would think that I would be happy with the outcome. You would think that I would be just ecstatic because this guy's my favorite wrestler nowadays. So you have John Cena, who had his title on the line in an Elimination Chamber match against AJ Styles, The Miz, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, and Bray Wyatt. Now, it was cool to see The Miz focused for this match and even being nervous and stuff. I would be too, I'm sure, in my first Elimination Chamber match because of how dangerous it is. Well, in an interesting turn of events, the last three people in the match was AJ Styles, John Cena, and Bray Wyatt. Now, I've seen a ton of YouTube videos for the YWC, and they're like, well, it would be really cool if they had John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 33. They've had a great feud in the past. Why not have Bray Wyatt or John Cena versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania? John Cena got eliminated by Bray Wyatt. Now, normally I'd be happy about this. Quite frankly, I am. But here's the thing. Randy Orton is a part of the Wyatt family. I think he belongs in the Wyatt family because of the whole thing where he is the Viper and he is venomous and he's had that character for years, persona for years. He fits in the Wyatt family. Well, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Because now you're gonna have to have a heel turn. Or not exactly a heel turn, a face turn. For Randy Orton once again. So does that mean that Luke Harper is gonna join the Wyatt family again? and this was just a double cross or something. I don't know, because this doesn't make any sense to me. John Cena and Randy Orton should have happened at WrestleMania, and then maybe at Extreme Rules have Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship. It would have been cool to see John Cena versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Maybe. Who knows? But now it just seems to me that it's just gonna be Bray Wyatt's been in the WWE now for. He's been in NXT. He's been in the WWE now for 3 years, or more. I don't know if he should have been ready to main event WrestleMania, if that's the case. That's just me, I think. As much as I'm a fan of Bray Wyatt, I don't know if he was ready for that kind of thing. That's just. But overall, this was a pretty interesting, unpredictable Elimination Chamber. I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow, seeing as how it is SmackDown. But that's the way it is. I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear a lot of other reviews, and it's not going to be pretty, but who knows? I should be happy, but for some reason, something just doesn't feel right. Maybe it's just me. Talk to you later. Bye.